Good afternoon, team. Here I am for our second installment of a weekly video. We'll see how that goes. The technical difficulties is me. So bear with me, please. This week, Jesus is invincible. That's the ponder point for the week, and I'm just excited about us championing that concept. So for this week, the Anticipate, there are 2 different battles that the kids can participate, and I've assigned each of you a section to do. It doesn't matter what age group that the kids are. They can go to either one or both, but I want to encourage you in addition to focusing on what they're doing and the battle and encouraging and rooting them on for that, I really want to talk to the kids about the questions that are listed, kind of, again, getting them thinking about, what does this mean? Jesus is invincible. And what does it mean he's coming again? He's returning. And so that's the focus of this week's lesson. Also, you'll notice as we go into the big story time, that will be a video this week. And it's a fun little video. I'm looking forward to it. Then in the worship response, I've assigned each of you or a couple of you to be in charge of the worship response, as we usually do. And you'll see you have a name that is in parentheses and a name that is not. So the name that is not in parentheses, that is who will be in charge of the worship response. But there's a section, and I mentioned it in the email, but there's a section of scripture reading in that. And I would really like it to be the person who is in, whose name is in parentheses. And I really think that that will have increased the kids' focus on what's being said, and they're not just tuning out one voice. They get another voice, kind of re-engages their brain to hear. The point that Christ is returning is, it's our biggest hope, isn't it? That's one of the things that sets us apart as Christians over other religions. And so, and please, I would just love to see that happen. So familiarize yourself with that. As well, I have just sent you another email that has some information on how to lead a child to Christ, the pathway to salvation for children. And so that document, I encourage you to familiarize yourself. If you're not uncomfortable leading a child to Christ, that will give you it's a great resource, a great tool to help you in that process. And so we will have a time during that worship response. We might have a child who doesn't know Christ and would like to give their life to him. And so we'll make room for that, in addition to just putting their name on a rock, kind of like this rock. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Our secret word for this particular video is rapture. And so go ahead and just text me that word, and then I'll know that you have watched this video. For the create and bless, if you're looking at that create, lost my train of thought. Looking at the create information online, then it's the directions for that are much different than what we're doing. We're just using shields that are just cardstock that the kids will decorate, that they will think about what makes Jesus invincible, and that will be on that's what they will put on their shield. But it's a very simple shield. The shield in the directions is much more involved. They could actually kind of use it as a shield. So we're not doing that. We don't have time for that detailed of a craft, but we will just do the simpler one. And then there are the questions that are involved. Also for the preschool and kindergartners, I have included a coloring sheet on the return of Christ that you're welcome to use to supplement that time. I know sometimes it's harder for those little guys to grasp some of those bigger concepts. So that'll give you something to do during that time. Also, discipler.com, DISCPLR.com. That is the website that has the resources of what we're doing each week. They're working on it, and it will become more and more user-friendly as time goes on. But in the meantime, you can see the different things that we're using on Sunday morning. For instance, the video that we're showing on Sunday morning, I would love for you to look to watch that video ahead of time so you can begin to process what transpired in that video before you can even come, and it might help you answer questions and just be prepared for what the kids are going to be experiencing. So I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you on Sunday. Contact me if you have any questions. Thanks. Love you guys. Bye-bye.